Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's up, guys? Can you guys hear me okay? I think that my audio is good. All right. What is up, guys? How we all doing? Let's go, baby. Oh man, I'm so excited about this. So hello and good evening, everybody. I'm Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. We got the Phillies taking on the Houston Astros in Game 2 of this three-game set, a World Series rematch. And the Phillies got the better end last night. It wasn't necessarily just about the bats. It was about the pitching from Aaron Nola specifically. As he went 8 sharp innings, he only allowed 1 earned run. And Alvarado came in and he closed the door in the ninth inning. You got a big home run by Kyle Schwarber. You had an RBI double and some good hitting by Edmundo Sosa. And then Cristian Pache, we'll talk a little bit more about him in just a couple of seconds. He had a big RBI double as well. So, and those are the types of things that were something that I was actually really proud of because they got timely hits. It wasn't appealing to the eye by any means, but when you're facing against the Houston Astros and you have these pitchers like Framber Valdez and Cristian Javier and these guys that can just throw a lot of high heat, you have to, take advantage of when they give you a free pass. If they give you a fastball down the middle, you have to take advantage of that. And they grinded out at bats. And this was a battle between two really good teams, even though both teams haven't necessarily gotten off to the best start. But it's really interesting to me how the Phillies were able to just get the job done. And they did such a great job. And they took care of business against the Astros. So now the question becomes, how is Zack Wheeler going to do? Because as great as Aaron Nola was last night, Zack Wheeler, we haven't necessarily seen a Zack Wheeler-esque type of a performance this season so far. He'll start off very strong, and then he'll have that one inning where he just gives up a couple of walks and a couple of singles, and then that turns into a bigger inning. And I thought that in his last outing, he looked pretty sharp for the most part. He did have that one bad inning, but then he got through it, and I think that he's been better, but I haven't necessarily seen Zack Wheeler in his 2022 form. So that's all I got to say, but it should be a really great match tonight as the Phillies are taking on the Houston Astros. So there is news to report. Yes, Larry, Cristian Pache is on the injured list. He actually has a torn meniscus, and he needs to get surgery. They have not ruled him out of the season, but he is going to be out for quite some time. So that is something to just keep your eye out on. And that's another thing that the Phillies have not going for them so well. The injury bug has been a really big problem. And another guy that you have to add on to the list. But the good news is that Ranger Suarez seems like he is really progressing. He threw very well yesterday, according to Rob Thompson. And he's taken steps in the right direction. And same thing with Bryce Harper, too, when it comes to the plate. So those are all very encouraging things, and I'm really happy about that. And so I want to get to your comments, and I'm going to make this screen full, and I want to hear from you guys. I appreciate you all for coming on here and for giving me all the support. I still can't get over that we've been doing this for 4 months, and that yet we had such a big crowd last night. It was really awesome. Doing Phillies games a lot has been great, and I'm excited to see what's to come. And this week is going to be a little bit crazy because we got Phillies and we got Sixers, so we're going to go back to that back and forth type of a schedule. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be really wild, but this whole past week or so, past 7 days, this is how it's going to be over the summer. We're going to be doing as many Phillies games as we possibly can, and I want to make sure that I keep you all up to date with it and that we still continue to build our family. So if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon so that way when I either go live for a Phillies game or a Sixers game or when I upload as well. And yeah, let's get to your comments. What's going on? So you need Ranger and Bryce back. Yeah, I feel you on that. Let's take the series. I agree with you. When Bryce returns, oh, dude, it's going to be over. Trey hasn't even played this well yet. And the funny part about what you just said too, my guy, is that Rhys Hoskins and Derek Hall haven't been fully healthy. And Rhys Hoskins is going to miss. They haven't ruled him out for the season, but can you just imagine with a healthy Rhys Hoskins, a healthy Bryce Harper, a healthy Derek Hall? Like, this team is stacked. So, all right, so let's get to the starting lineups for the Phillies because we're just about ready to get underway. And here we go. All right, so Bryson Stott. Thank you. I appreciate it, Alex. All right, so we got Bryson Stott leading things off for the Phillies. He's over at second base. Over at shortstop is Trey Turner. Kyle Schwarber is the DH. Nick Castellanos out in right field. Brandon Marsh is playing out in center field. JT Realmuto is behind the plate batting sixth. Bohm is over at third base batting seventh, and Cody Clemens hitting eighth over at first base. And Jake Cave will round things up batting ninth. And Cristian Javier, who is on the bump, throws the first pitch to Bryson Stott, and it's on the inside corner for a called strike, a fastball at 91 miles per hour. And Stott with the second pitch, he'll foul that one off right back towards the screen. So once again, it's Stott, Turner, Schwarber, Castellanos, Marsh, Realmuto, Bohm, Clemens, and Cave for the Phillies. And we'll get more to Cristian Javier in just a couple of seconds. Oh, well, let's do it right now. So Cristian has a 2-0 record. He has 29 strikeouts in 28 innings. He's only allowed 6 walks, and he has a 3.21 ERA. The 0-2, up high and outside for a ball. Javier's been like one of the really great pitchers for the Houston Astros, and they have such a great farm system. So they've been doing a great job at developing their pitchers, and he's just one of their guys that has been working out very well for them. The 1-2, that's fouled back towards the screen. As far as defense goes, over at the catcher behind the plate is Martin Maldonado. The 1-2 pitch to Stott. That's lined out to left field, and going over towards his left side to make the catch is Julks for out number 1. Corey Julks out in left field. So for the Houston Astros, they have Martin Maldonado behind the plate. On the bump is Cristian Javier, and then we go to the infield as over at first base will be Jose Abreu. At second base, we got Mauricio Dubon. Third base is Alex Bregman, and shortstop is Pena. So here's Trey Turner as he comes up to the plate. The first pitch was on the inside corner. The next pitch is a strike as he swings and misses at the fastball. So then in the outfield, we got Corey Julks out in left field. In center field is Jake Myers, and out in right field is Kyle Tucker. The 0-2 pitch. Another swing and a miss to Trey Turner, and he goes down fishing for strike 3. And Javier gets his first strikeout on the evening. He just threw all fastballs to him. They were all pretty much, well, he threw a 4-seam, then he went with a slider, and then the last pitch he decided to go with a knuckle curve. So Stott flew out to left field. Turner just struck out. There's nobody on, 2 outs in the top of the first inning. That means we got to also update the score bug. Forgot to do that. All right, let's do that. No balls, 1 strike to Schwarber, and the 0-1 pitch. Up high and inside for a ball. 93 miles per hour on the gun. Kyle Schwarber homered in last night's game. He has 6 on the season, which does lead the team. He also has driven in 12 RBI. The 1-1, a slider right over the middle of the plate for a called strike, and Schwarber takes it all the way. Pretty nice night out in Houston, as it is 79 degrees. 1-2 pitch. It was inside and low, but they appealed no swing over at third base. Two balls, 2 strikes to Kyle Schwarber. Nobody on, 2 outs in the top of the first. It is scoreless at Minute Maid Park. The 2-2. Outside and high for ball 3. There's Kyle Schwarber going yard in last night's game back in the first inning as he launched a missile out to right field. It was on a payoff pitch. Here's a payoff pitch here, and that's lined out to center field, but it'll be caught on a line out in center field by Jake Myers for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning to start off the game for the Phillies, and we go to the bottom of the first as the Astros are coming up to bat. All right, so let's get into the Astros lineup really quickly before they come back. So for the Astros, we'll have Mauricio Dubon leading things off over at second base. Jeremy Pena is over at shortstop, batting second. As Yordan Alvarez is also back in the lineup tonight. He's the DH. And Alex Bregman will be hitting cleanup. He's over at the hot corner at third base. Kyle Tucker out in right field, batting fifth. Jose Abreu over at first base. He'll be hitting sixth tonight. Corey Julks is once again out in left field. Jake Myers batting eighth out in center field. And Martin Maldonado will round things up, batting ninth for the Astros. So once again, Dubon, Pena, Alvarez, Bregman, Tucker, Abreu, Julks, Myers, and Maldonado. And that is the starting lineup for the Houston Astros. And while on the bump for the Philadelphia Phillies, I didn't necessarily get to Cristian Javier's numbers, but we'll do that in the next inning. But for the Phillies' sake, they have Zack Wheeler on the bump. And well, Zack Wheeler, well, he's went 26 2/3 of an inning so far this season. He's allowed 26 hits in those 26 2/3 of an inning. He has also allowed 14 earned runs, only 10 walks, and he has 34 strikeouts, but just a lot of hits and a lot of earned runs. Only one home run allowed, though, on the season. So he has a 2-1 record. This will be his sixth game that he has started. And hopefully he has a good outing. The main thing that I'm going to be looking for him is just to keep the ball down and make sure that you can try to keep the hitters off balance by just locating the fastball every single time you're out there. You got to put it in a really good spot. Alrighty. So again, in case you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy my content. And so that way you know when I upload, when I either go live for a Phillies game or for a Sixers game right now. All right. What are we doing? So Mauricio Dubon will be leading things off. There's Jose Altuve in the dugout as he is out for quite a little bit of time. First pitch was at the knees for a called strike. The second pitch was also at the knees for a called strike, a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Dubon is up at the plate. The 0-2 pitch by Wheeler. Down low and outside for a ball. Decided to go with a sweeper there. Wheeler also has a 4.72 ERA. The 1-2 pitch. There's a high dribbler over to second base, and Stott throws on the run over to first base in plenty of time. Good play by Bryson Stott for out number one. That was a high hopper that just took forever to come down, but give Dubon a lot of credit for trying to hustle there. And there's one gone in the bottom of the first. Now Jeremy Pena steps up. He homered in last night's game as well back in the first inning. The ball actually went to the Astros bullpen. The first pitch here is fouled over to the third base dugout. No balls, one strike, one out in the bottom of the first. It's a scoreless game at Minute Maid Park as we just got started at 5:10 p.m. Eastern Time. The 0-1 pitch by Wheeler right at the knees for a called strike, a 97-mile-per-hour fastball that Pena just watched go by. They're showing a replay of Pena's home run from last night as it hit the Lexus sign out in the Astros bullpen. It was an opposite field shot out to right center field. Wheeler gets the signs from Realmuto, winds up, and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Outside and low, a 97-mile-per-hour fastball, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pena is hitting .240 on the season, but he has hit a lot of home runs. 1-2, swing and a miss, and Pena goes down swinging at a sweeper that was way outside and low. And there's 2 gone in the bottom of the first inning. I mean, that pitch was just nowhere near the strike zone, and I think Pena thought he was going to get a fastball, but that sweeper just had a lot of velocity on it, and it wasn't even Zack Wheeler's best pitch, but Pena did go fishing and was not able to make any sort of contact. Here's Yordan Alvarez, who did not play in last night's game, as he shoots that one through the hole out to third base, and it'll go into left field. Cave does bobble it, but we'll throw it over to second base, and there's a 2-out single, and that's the first hit on the ball game. So Alvarez went the opposite way, got it right through the hole between third base and shortstop, and he is aboard. Alex Bregman now is due up. Let's just look at it. I mean, the fact that Yordan Alvarez just has so much power in the bat and is able to just take it the opposite way just goes to show how strong of a guy he is. First pitch to Alex Bregman. That is on the inside corner for a called strike. Bregman batting .222 this season with 3 homers and 12 RBI. Alvarez leads off at first base. Wheeler trying to communicate with Realmuto. Likes the call, and he throws the pitch. That's outside and low for a ball. Umpire crew, well, we have Will Little behind home plate. Ryan Addington over at first base. Over at second is Dan Merzel, and at third base is Lance Barksdale. Wheeler with the 1-1 pitch, and that's grounded foul, and it actually, I think, got a little piece of JT. But he shakes it off and seems to be all right. And the umpire is now going to go talk to Zack Wheeler. I guess he maybe just gave him a new ball or something. Huh. Yep, he gave him a new baseball. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alvarez is over at first base. He got on with a 2-out single here in the bottom of the first inning. Bregman is up at the plate. Wheeler gets the signs from Realmuto. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bregman. And the pitch. Outside, a sweeper at 87 miles per hour. And Bregman takes that pitch for ball 2. Last night it was rainy and they had the roof up here at Minute Maid Park. And, well, today it's a different story out in Houston. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. On the outside corner, called strike 3. And Bregman goes down looking as he disagrees with the call by Will Little behind the plate. No runs, 1 man left, and we go to the top of the second inning. It is scoreless at Minute Maid Park. My baby brother is gone. Oh, my gosh. Don't forget, if you guys are new to my channel, as always, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to join the Discord server, which is down below in the description area. We will be going live for a Phillies Astros post-series press conference podcast. So I will, if you want to join into the conversation and if you want to talk to me about this series and just give your thoughts live on the air as I do a podcast recap on the whole series, make sure that you come on, join the Discord server, and tune in. Gabe actually is online. Thanks, Gabe. I appreciate it. He just commented it down below too, but it is also pinned. So, yes. So as far as scheduling does go, let's talk a little bit about that too. So tomorrow we will be back on for the series finale between the Phillies and the Astros, and then this whole week I will release this again, and I will do that tomorrow. But this whole week it's going to be on and off between Sixers and Phillies. So every day I'm doing a Sixers game. I'm probably not going to be doing a Phillies game too. So Monday night we'll be doing the Sixers game. That'll be at 7:30 as they take on the Boston Celtics in round 2 of the playoffs. And then on Tuesday night, we will be doing the Phillies-Dodgers game. And we'll be wrapping up that series on Wednesday afternoon too, I believe. I have to double-check my schedule. But Wednesday we are doing the Sixers game. So, yes. It's going to be pretty much back and forth between Phillies and Sixers this week. All right. Here's Nick Castellanos. First pitch. It's taken for a strike right at the knees. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled back towards the screen on a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. So Cristian Javier is out there for his second inning of work. He's been an incredible pitcher for the Astros. No balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. That's lined over to first base, and it's fielded on a hop by Abreu, and he'll just tag the bag as he goes over towards his left side and wins the race to the bag for out number 1. Brandon Marsh steps into the batter's box for the Phillies. Javier has gone 28 innings this season. He has a 2-0 record. This is his 6th game that he has started. As the first pitch is on the upper third part of the strike zone for a high strike, and Marsh decides to take all the way. Javier has only allowed 10 earned runs, 6 walks, and he has 29 strikeouts, along with a 1.07 whip and a 3.21 ERA. The 0-1. That was right at the knees on the outside corner for a called strike. It's an 0-2 count to Marsh. Javier not wasting any time as the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Marsh thought maybe he checked his swing, and he's just trying to talk things over with the umpire and just try to plead his case, if you will. And now Rob Thompson's going to come out there to defend Brandon Marsh. I think he thought that maybe he either got a piece of it or that he didn't check his swing. Marsh and Rob Thompson are talking things over with home plate umpire Will Little here. It looked like he just went around. I don't know if he got a piece of the ball, though. But Marsh, or Thompson is trying to explain everything to Marsh here, so let's see. Oh, yep, he did make a little bit of contact. Yep, that looked like it was a foul ball. So, can they challenge this? Can the Phillies challenge this? Let's see. Because Marsh and now the first base umpire, Ryan Addington, is going out there to talk things over with Rob Thompson. And Maldonado is talking to Marsh here. Let's see if he got a piece of it. Well, it didn't look like from that angle that he did. But all right, so that's going to go down as a strikeout, and Marsh goes back to the dugout, and that's strikeout number 3 from Cristian Javier. Every time you call a game, there's just always something that goes on, and sometimes you just don't expect what's going to happen. But there's 2 down in the top of the 2nd inning, as Marsh does strike out. And he's still talking things over with Rob Thompson in the dugout. First pitch. That was a fastball down the middle to JT Realmuto, who's batting .270 on the season with 2 home runs and 8 RBI. The 0-1. Outside and high, a slider at 78 miles per hour. Javier with only 22 pitches so far in 1 2/3 of an inning of work, and the 1-1. That's a line drive out to left field. It drops in for a base hit, and Realmuto's rounding first base, but he was stay put over there, as there was a good throw by Corey Julks out in left field over to second base, but another 2-out single. This time it comes from the Phillies. JT just took a fastball down the middle, and he made solid contact with it, but didn't necessarily provide a whole lot of power with the bat, but he did a really good job. Alec Bohm is due up for the Phillies. 2 outs, and Realmuto over at first. And that calls a strike, and the throw over to second base to try to get JT is not in time. How about JT Realmuto, who can absolutely fly, especially for a catcher? That's now, I believe, stolen base number 5 for him on the season. Bohm just took it all the way. It was a pretty good throw by Martín Maldonado, but Realmuto, I think, just got in there safely. I thought it was an 0-1 count, but according to the graphics operator, they say it's a 1-0 count. So Realmuto's over at second base now. The 1-0 pitch. That's fouled back towards the screen. Again, it's a little bit tough because sometimes, when you're just relying on the monitor, you don't necessarily know if the base runner is going to run or steal second base, and you don't know because you can't see what goes on off the camera. So I do apologize if I was a little bit slow. The 1-1. Outside and low for ball 2. So Bohm is up to bat right now. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Javier on the bump for his 2nd inning of work. He's thrown 26 pitches, and the only hit that he just gave up was to JT Realmuto. 2 balls, 1 strike, 5 seconds left on the pitch clock on the pitch. There's a ground ball over to third base. It's gobbled up by Bregman. The throw over to first across the diamond is in plenty of time for out number 3. No runs, 1 man left, and we go to the bottom of the second inning, as it is still scoreless in Houston. So that's a G5. I bet JT on the base paths, man. Pretty sick. Oh, boy. We got 36 people on here, man. That's pretty sick. I'm sure that not all 36 of you are subscribed to my channel, but don't forget to don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy my Phillies play-by-play commentary. Also, feel free to join the Discord server, which is pinned down below. Gabe also wrote it in the chat as well. So, you know, I really appreciate you guys for being on here just to support me. And we do Phillies games. We do Sixers games as well. And we'll be doing a whole lot of content this week, back and forth between the Phillies and the Sixers. I wish I could overlap your commentary on my YouTube TV. Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. I wish that you could do that, though, too. You know what's actually really funny? I noticed somebody said today, I forget who, I think it was on WIP, that actually on Apple TV, for the Apple TV cast, like they actually gave an option for you to listen to Scott Fransky and the Phillies radio broadcast. And I thought that was really cool. I didn't check that out, but I thought that was awesome. I didn't. You know, next time that happens when they play on Apple TV, that's what I'm going to have to try to do. Maybe I'll record it. I am doing Sixers tomorrow. Yes, I will be on for tomorrow. So every time that there's a Sixers game, okay, Sixers take priority over the Phillies right now, obviously, because they're in the playoffs. So don't worry, there's going to be plenty of opportunities for us to do Phillies games, kind of like this, like all summer long. But we gotta finish out the season for the Sixers too, which is really important. It's pretty sick. All right, so we go to the bottom of the second inning as 5, 6, and 7 are due up for the Houston Astros. Kyle Tucker will lead things off. Tucker is hitting .289 on the season. He has a .489 slugging percentage along with 5 homers and 19 RBI. He has been a stud in the outfield for the Astros. First pitch is fouled off the glove of JT Realmuto. I think a lot of people are starting to think that, Kyle Tucker should be in the conversation for MVP. No balls, 1 strike. And the next pitch is up high and inside. I mean, he has a great arm out in right field. He has a powerful bat. And there's just something to be said about a guy who doesn't have to wear batting gloves, but just has a lot of power. 2 balls, 1 strike, as the next pitch was inside and high by Zack Wheeler, who has 17 pitches so far this evening. We're here in the bottom of the second inning. The 2-1 pitch is fouled off towards the third base dugout. A 96-mile-per-hour fastball. So Zack Wheeler has been reaching 96, 97, which is a good sign. He was hitting 98, 99, and sometimes even 100 last year. But the speed has been going up a little bit more. The 2-2 pitch, inside and low for ball 3. Wheeler kicks, steals, and the payoff pitch. Line fouled down the first base line, and it goes into the second row. There's Dusty Baker in his sunglasses. This is his 4th season as the Astros manager, and he finally was able to get a World Series ring last season. The payoff pitch, again, that's fouled back towards the third base side. Wheeler hit 97 on that pitch. On deck is Jose Abreu. It was a great acquisition during the offseason as Yuli Gurriel left and Abreu came in. Payoff pitch. There's a ground ball over to third base. Bohm fields it cleanly, throws over to first in plenty of time for out number 1 in the bottom of the second inning. So that goes down as a 5-3 putout. And Jose Abreu steps into the batter's box. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the second. The first pitch by Wheeler in this at-bat is on the inside corner for a called strike, 96 miles per hour. Abreu only hitting .243 this season. He still hasn't hit his first home run. It's actually been over 180 plate appearances since he last homered. The 0-1, a low dribbler down the third base line, and that's just foul. Good job by Bohm to just let that one go into foul territory. And that makes the count 0-2. So as far as the Phillies infield goes, forgot to mention, so JT Realmuto's behind the plate. Over at first base is Cody Clemens. At second base is Bryson Stott. Shortstop is Trey Turner. And at third base is Alec Bohm. We'll get to the outfield depth chart in just a couple of seconds. The 0-2, swing and a miss on a 96-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball that was way outside and nowhere near the plate. And Wheeler gets his third strikeout on the evening. I mean, that pitch was just way off the plate as it actually, I think it hit the white line of the right side of the left-handed batter's box. That's how far out it was. Corey Julks will step into the batter's box batting on the right side, and the first pitch he sees is a fastball at 97, and Wheeler does not get the call as it was just a little bit outside. So in the outfield for the Phillies, out in left field, they got Jay Cave, and center field is Brandon Marsh, and Castellanos is playing out in right field. The 1-0. That time he gets the call as it's on the outside corner. It was a little bit more towards the plate, so good call by Will Little. The 1-1 pitch by Wheeler. Outside and low, a sleeper that landed at 87 miles per hour. So Julks has been getting a lot of playing time out in the outfield because Chas McCormick has been hurt. 2-1. Swing and a miss on a 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Wheeler gets the signs. Nobody on, 2 outs, and the 2-2 pitch. There's a ground ball that goes right past the glove of Bryson Stott out into right field for a base hit, and I believe that they're going to score a single out to right field, but Bryson Stott, the ball just got underneath his glove, and probably should have had that. Let's see. It was a hard shot, but Stott just mistimed it and did not get his glove underneath all the way. And I believe that they're going to score it as a single. Hopefully we get confirmation about that in just a few seconds. But nonetheless, Julks takes the lead off over at first base, and Jake Myers comes up. And Myers swings and misses at the 96-mile-per-hour fastball. One thing about Zack Wheeler is that he's done a really good job at locating his pitches. And the velocity has continued to just go up. Throw back over to first as Clemens tries to apply the tag, and Julks is safe, according to Ryan Addington. So it's no balls, 1 strike here in the bottom of the second inning. It is scoreless in Houston at Minute Maid Park. Runner over at first. Wheeler winds up in the pitch. Inside and high, a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Myers decided not to take that one. Wheeler offered him a little bit of dinner, and Myers said, "Nah, I don't want that one." So he laid it off. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Outside. And it looked like it was on the outside corner, but not in the eyes of Will Little. Phillies will play the Astros one more time tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. But we'll be back on here too, obviously. 2-1 pitch. It's lying down the third base line, but it just looks foul. As you can see, well, The sun is peeking out in left field, but there are shadows out towards the right center field alley. They do have the roof open at Minute Maid Park. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the pitch to Myers. Inside low. The throw over to second base is not in time. And that'll be a ball to Jake Myers. And JT Realmuto could not throw out the base runner, Corey Jolks. So he is over at second base. And it's a full count now to Jake Myers. Not the best throw by JT, as it was a little bit towards Bryson Stott's right. And he would have had to tag out the runner on the left. So regardless, even if he would have caught that and not bobbled it, it would have been a tough play. Big payoff pitch coming up. Nobody no runs, and then the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. So that's going to do it as we go to the top of the 3rd inning on a swing and a miss by Jake Myers. 2 strikeouts in the inning by Zack Wheeler, and we go to the top of the 3rd as it is still scoreless at Minute Maid Park. And I need to take a very quick step off. I do apologize about that call, but I will be right back in 20 seconds, right before the next inning. Ready. There we go. So many people we have on here tonight. There we go. Cool. Great. We have 35 people on here. I'm sure that not all 35 of you are subscribed to my channel, and you know what? You know what you should do right now? Take the time and do that. We just reached over 300, and, if you want to be a part of the JJ family, that's what you got to do, man. Subscribe, like this as well, and always feel free to give me some feedback as well. Feel free to, if you enjoyed these streams or if there's something that you think that could be a little bit better, I'm always down to listen to your input, and I want to hear what you guys have to say because, that's what makes me better at my job, and I want you guys to enjoy as much as possible. So, Cristian Javier goes back out there for his 3rd inning of work. As Cody Clemens will come up into the batter's box. Also, if you just subscribe to my channel, don't forget, if you really want to, I don't always get the notifications on my YouTube channel, so feel free to give yourself a shout out. Clemens takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. As we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Let's get started. Me runs, Phillies. Yep. 1 pitch to Clemens. He lifts that one out to right field, and it's playable. And Tucker will make the catch on the run. So Clemens hit it very sharply, but lines it right out to right field to Kyle Tucker. And there's 1 gone in the top of the 3rd inning. And now Jake Cave will come up into the batter's box as he is batting 9th. So Cave is playing out in left field today as Kyle Schwarber is DHing for tonight's game. And Cave will lift that one over to right center field. It drops in for a base hit. And the throw over to second base to try to get Cave is not in time. And Cave dives in there safely. It was a really nice throw by Jake Myers in center field, but a great hustle by Jake Cave. He went diving into second base, and the throw was maybe a little bit high. all the way to Mauricio Dubon. But Caveman, give him a lot of credit for hustling out of the batter's box and then diving into second base and still keeping his right hand on the bag as he almost overslid. Or overdove, if that's even a term. But nonetheless, there is a runner over at second base. That's Jake Cave. There's one out in the top of the third, and Bryson Stott comes up, and the first pitch he sees is a high strike at 92 miles per hour by Cristian Javier. So Stott lined out to a left field in the first inning. It's no balls, one strike. And the pitch by Javier. On the outside corner, a knuckle curve at 76 miles per hour. And this is exactly what Cristian Javier does sometimes. Cave over at second. Javier looks back, and now the 0-2 pitch. Laid off by Bryson Stott as it was a slider at 76 miles per hour. Thought maybe it was a curve, but I guess it was a little bit hard to tell. Defense is playing Bryson Stott at a pretty normal depth in the outfield and even in the infield as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch to Stott. He fouls that one off towards the third base side. Thank you, Austin. I appreciate it. It means a lot. We're still continuing to grow. You know what I'm saying? And if you just subscribed, if you were the one that just did that, I really appreciate it. But if you didn't, I still appreciate it. The 1-2 pitch. Outside by a hair, a 91 mile per hour fastball. And that makes it a 2-2 count to Bryson Stott from Las Vegas, Nevada. He is currently 25 years young. The 2-2 pitch. That's a high fly ball out to left field. It's playable. And coming in to make the catch is Jolks. And the throw over to third base is cut off by the shortstop, Jeremy Pena. So Stott just got underneath the baseball, and there's out number 2. You got it just off the end of the bat. So Cave got a double. Stott flew out to left field. And Trey Turner is due up for the Phillies. 2 outs in the top of the third. We are still scoreless at Minute Maid Park. And the first pitch to Turner. Check swing. Did he go? The first base umpire, Ryan Addington, says yes, he did. And it certainly looked like it. Turner does shrug it off, though. He does not agree with the call. But it's an 0-1 count to Trey Turner. Javier looks back at second in the 0-1 pitch. There's a high fly ball out to right field. And Tucker goes back towards foul territory. And he leaps up and he makes an acrobatic catch for out number 3. He had to slam into the wall. And he just leaped up and almost pretty much took it away from a fan. So that'll do it for the Phillies as Trey Turner does foul out. What an incredible catch by Kyle Tucker as we go to the bottom of the third inning. No runs, 1 man left. And the Phillies are still scoreless. Do I do lacrosse games? I do not. I do not broadcast lacrosse games. I do film lacrosse games. I do that in the area. I do that on the side for freelance, for camera. So Turner just fouled out to right field. Do you like lacrosse? Do you watch the Philadelphia Wings? Ugh. Oh, boy. How's your Saturday going, guys? Let me know down below in the comments section. I'm having a pretty good day. I actually, to be honest with you, I was thinking to myself, Bryce Harper's injured, right? Christian Pache goes down. Rhys Hoskins is out, right? Derek Hall injured. We have all these bats that are not in the lineup because they're out. These guys are out, and the injury bug is starting to hit us. And so I said, you know what that means? That means I got to get back into the batting cage. And I did. And I took some swings today. It felt good. It felt good to be back into the batting cage, and going to try to go back there more. It felt really nice to be able to hit some baseballs. That's what we did today. Going back to that catch by Kyle Tucker, he was able to reach up out in right field, and he made a really nice play. And Gabe, thank you. I saw your text message. Thanks. I appreciate it. All right, so we go to the bottom of the third as 9-1-2 are coming up for the Astros. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the bell icon as well. All right, so Martin Maldonado's up at the plate. It's a 1-1 count. Maldonado hitting 136 on the season, 1 homer and 3 RBI. He went 0 for 3 last night. The 1-1, swing and a miss. And there's strike 2 by Zack Wheeler. Martin Maldonado struck out twice in last night's game and also flew out to center field. All right, so it's a 1-2 count to Zack Wheeler is still on the bump. And the pitch to Maldonado, just a little bit off the plate, a curveball at 82 miles per hour. That was outside and maybe just a little bit down low. Wheeler only has 40 pitches so far. 26 of his pitches have been strikes, and the 41st pitch coming right up. And that's outside and high for ball 3. Good take by Maldonado. Here's the payoff pitch. That's fouled back towards the net behind home plate. What's up, Icy Buckets? He went to Cabrini University and was a fan when they won the 2003 lacrosse. We're still talking about lacrosse. Cool. Happened to Javier. He's still out there. 3-2 pitch. There's a line drive over to first base, though. It's bobbled by Clemens. The throw over to first by Stott, though, to Wheeler is in time. Good job by Zack Wheeler to just go over to the first base bag as Clemens bobbled the baseball, and Stott was there to back him up. And Zack Wheeler just hustling over to first base. So I bet you that's going to probably go down as a 3-4-1 putout. That's crazy. So nobody on, 1 out in the bottom of the third. And Mauricio Dubon is up at the plate. 3-4-1 putout. And Dubon will ground this one over to third base. Bohm fields it on a hop, throws over to first in plenty of time for the second out of the inning. And Dubon is retired for the second time today, and there's 2 gone in the bottom of the third. So Cristian Javier and Zack Wheeler both doing really well so far. Javier has 2 strikeouts. He is not allowed to run, and is only allowed a couple of hits. And Zack Wheeler pretty much matching him right now. Here's Pena. And Pena lines that one out to right field, and it hooks into the seats for a foul ball. Jeremy Pena, he is batting .238 on the season, 5 homers and 15 RBI. He also has a .448 slugging percentage. The 0-1 swing and a miss on a 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Had some great movement. Time is called by Jeremy Pena. It's a scoreless game. The 0-2 pitch to Pena, outside and low, on a sweeper at 86 miles per hour. So there's nobody on, 2 outs in the bottom of the third. A pretty quiet game between both teams. And the 1-2 pitch, outside and low again for ball 2. Pena doing a good job of just staying patient. even though he was behind in the count. Now the count is tied up at 2-2. Wheeler trying to resettle here. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 2-2 delivery by Wheeler. And it's fouled off towards the third base dugout. That time, Wheeler decided to go with a slider. But the Phillies, they've won 6 out of their last 7 games. And they have a 14-13 record now. It's the first time that they've been over 500 this year. 2-2 pitch, outside and low for a ball. And that makes it a full count. So what was an 0-2 count is now a full count to Jeremy Pena. Meanwhile, the Astros coming into today are 14-12. They have a 6-8 home record, and the Phillies have a 6-8 away record. The payoff pitch by Wheeler. Swinging another foul ball towards the third base dugout. Yordan Alvarez waits on deck, and Jeremy Pena is battling his way through here, trying to get on. It'll be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Real Muto with the signs. Wheeler kicks and deals with the payoff pitch. There's a high fly ball out to right field. Castellanos goes back to the warning track, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. Another 1-2-3 inning by Zack Wheeler, and we go to the top of the 4th. It is 0-0 as the Phillies are coming back up to bat. Okay. All right, I'm going to take a very quick step off. I'm going to take just a little break, just get up and stretch. But if you guys are new to my channel, if you're tuning in for the very first time, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ, where we do all Phillies games and we do Sixers games as of right now. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate whoever just subscribed to my channel. Make sure that you shout yourself out if you want to. No pressure. You don't have to do it, but give yourself a shout out, and then I'll give you a shout out. So, all right. I'll be right back in literally 20 seconds. Alrighty, here we go to the top of the 4th inning. Let's re-update this scoreboard. So it's 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Phillies, and Schwarber is the first one up. He lifts that one high and deep out to right field, but it hooks foul, and it goes into the 4th. It goes into the upper deck. Oh, man, that was a long shot. And Schwarber will call for time here. So Kyle did line out in the first inning. It was to center field. He hit a hot shot that was just right at Jake Myers. The 0-1 pitch by Javier. A ground ball that's foul towards the first base side, and Figueroa will get over to it. So Cristian Javier has 40 pitches so far, as he has gone 3 innings, but 2 have been here in this 4th inning. He continues to pick up where he left off. The 0-2 pitch, laid off by Kyle Schwarber as it was outside and low. And Schwarber took the slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Kyle Schwarber strikes out to start off the top of the 4th inning. And he'll head back into the dugout. And he got fooled on the curveball that was inside. And that is the second strikeout for Cristian Javier. Here's Nick Castellanos. So ground that one foul towards the third base dugout. So Castellanos has been really good as of lately. He's actually 13 for his last 38 over his last 8 games. Or 10 games, I should say. The 0-1. Check swing. Did he go? They appeal over at third base and say, or first base, and say no. The 1-1 pitch. There's a high fly ball out to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. It's gone. And the Phillies lead 1-0. That ball was scorched out to left field, and Nick Castellanos had that one get out in quite a hurry. That is home run number 4 for Castellanos, and the Phillies lead 1-0 against the Astros. Whew, man. That ball was crushed, and Castellanos just did a little bat flip, a little how do you do, and he knew as soon as he hit it that it was going to go. That thing got out in a hurry. Phillies up 1-0 on the solo home run by Nick Castellanos. And now Brandon Marsh comes up. The first pitch was inside. The second pitch is up high. And maybe a little bit inside as well. And Javier has to try to settle down here. So the Phillies up 1-0 with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. As Castellanos just hit a solo home run out to left field. 2-0 pitch to Marsh. Way up high for ball 3. So Javier cannot find the strike zone in this at-bat as he has to try to settle things down. And the 3-0 pitch on the upper third part of the strike zone over the middle of the plate for a called strike. It's currently 6:02 p.m. Eastern Time. We're just about almost an hour underway. The 3-1. There's a line drive out to right field. That's going to go all the way towards the wall. Tucker fields it on a hop, throws over to second base. Marsh is going to go in there safely, and he gets himself a stand-up double. And now Cristian Javier is in a little bit of trouble. That pitch was a hanging breaking ball out over the middle of the plate, and Marsh just lined that one out to right field, and he hustled right out of the batter's box and got himself a 1-out double. Marsh does lead the league in BABIP this season with a .469 batting average on balls in play. That's what BABIP means. So a solo home run by Castellanos, and now a double by Brandon Marsh, as Schwarber struck out to start the inning. And JT Realmuto is due up for the Phils. JT had a single and did steal a base back in the second inning. The first pitch here, it's in the dirt and it gets right by Marty Maldonado, and going over to third base is Brandon Marsh. And now, Marsh is just 90 feet away from home plate. Maldonado tried to do everything that he could, and they're going to score it as a wild pitch. That's what they're going to score it as, just to confirm it here. 1 ball, no strikes to Realmuto. The signs from Javier and the pitch. There's a pop-up towards shallow right field. Tucker calls everyone off and says he has it. The throw is drawn to home plate. Marsh is going to come in, and he dives in safely. I didn't even think he was going to come in. And he did. And the Phillies take a 2-0 lead. Tucker did everything that he could, and Brandon Marsh just hustled his way. As soon as the ball was caught, he tagged right up, and he came in diving to home plate. My goodness. Brandon Marsh made another really good base running play. Oh, man. 2-0 Phillies lead here in the top of the 4th inning. on the RBI sac fly. Here's Alec Bohm. He lifts that one high and deep to left field, and that's going to hit the very top of the wall. And Jolks will get over to it, and Alec Bohm gets himself a stand-up double. And that thing hit the top of the wall, and that was another fastball right down the heart of the plate. And Cristian Javier has laid a couple of eggs this inning. Good job by Brandon Marsh just to tag up from third base, and JT was able to get the sac fly, and now Alec Bohm starting off another rally for the Phillies as Cody Clemens comes up. And the pitching coach for the Houston Astros is going to go out there to talk things over with everybody. So the Phillies have been doing a very good job in this inning so far. They lead 2-0. Cody Clemens comes up. He lined out in the third inning. And Josh Miller is out there. Bill Murphy is in the dugout. But Murphy is talking things over with Cristian Javier now. So the Phillies got their first run on a solo home run by Nick Castellanos, and then Marsh would then get on with a double. He would then go over to third on a wild pitch, and JT just hit a very shallow sacrifice fly, and Marsh did a really good job at just tagging up. Here's Cody Clemens as Alec Bohm got on with a double as well with 2 outs. And the first pitch is down low for a ball. That'll make it a 1-0 count. So Clemens is up at the plate. Javier with 54 pitches. He's allowed 2 earned runs in this inning. The 1-0. In the dirt, a knuckle curve at 75 miles per hour. And Clemens decides not to bite. Phillies lead 2-0 in the top of the fourth. Over at second base is Bohm. 2 outs. Clemens is up. He's ahead in the count 2-0. And the pitch. There's a high fly ball out to right field. That's going back to the warning track. And making the catch for out number 3 for the Astros is Jake Myers as he just got underneath that. But the Phillies do strike first as they get 2 runs here in the top of the fourth inning on a solo home run by Nick Castellanos and an RBI sacrifice fly by JT Realmuto. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. The Phillies up 2-0. I thought Clemens had that. I really did. So he just flew out to center. Ugh. Oh, man. How many people we got on here now? We got 43 people on here. Wow, that's insane. Don't forget, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I give you this content for free. I'm sure that not all 43 of you are subscribed to my channel, so do yourselves a favor, man. If you enjoy my content, if you like my play-by-play call, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Phillies really want revenge for the World Series loss to the Astros. I mean, to be honest with you, I think that they're just the hot team right now because they played really well against Seattle. They had another nice series win against the Rockies. Like, they're actually starting to find their groove. And they're turning the pages. You know, the pitching's starting to do better. And they're getting timely hits now, you know. And I think that that's all a bonus. I really do. Yeah, so. And thank you for just subscribing to my channel. If you just subscribed, whoever just did that, don't forget to give yourself a shout-out if you'd like in the comments section so that I know who you are. And then I'll give you a shout-out on here. Get a shout-out from JJ over the airways. They're going back to that Martin Maldonado play. I guess that since the ball hit his left shoulder, I guess I don't know why they just showed that. Here's Yordan Alvarez to lead things off in the bottom of the fourth. The first pitch was a high strike on the outside third of the plate. The 0-1 pitch. There's a line drive out to right field, and that's going to go all the way and hit the very top of the wall. Marsh gets over to it. Alvarez can get into second base safely with a stand-up double, and that almost was a line drive home run. It just hit the yellow line, but it stayed in play. That thing almost got out of there in a hurry. It was a fastball down the middle of the plate, and Alvarez got all barrel on it. Squared it up perfectly. So Alvarez is over at second base with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the fourth. It seems like every time that the Phillies have an answer, the Astros just respond. And Bregman will foul that one off towards the first base dugout. That's what happened in the first inning of last night. And well, even though the Astros weren't able to get as many runs, obviously, as the Phillies did, just seems like that they just get themselves into these types of positions. No balls, one strike to Bregman. He struck out back in the first. And the pitch. Outside and low for a ball. Caleb says, yeah, Astros bats have been in and out. We've been winning off pitching. Yep. That's what happens when Altuve and Chaz are out for a little bit. The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a miss on a 95-mile-per-hour high heater by Zack Wheeler. Nobody out. Alvarez is over at second base. The Phillies lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. It's a 1-2 count to Alex Bregman, who's been with the Houston Astros for quite a bit of time. Wheeler gets set, kicks, deals, and the 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball over to shortstop, backhanded by Turner. The throw over to first is in plenty of time for the first out of the inning. One gone in the bottom of the fourth. Good pitch by Zack Wheeler. He decided to go with a slider that was a little outside, and to be honest with you, Bregman looked a little bit uncomfortable on that swing. And the lineup does not get any easier because Kyle Tucker is now up at the plate. One out, and Alvarez still over at second. The first pitch is fouled off towards the first base dugout. No balls, one strike, and the pitch to Tucker. Lined over to second base, and Bryson Stott catches it for out number 2. And Alvarez stays put over at second. So Stott was playing Kyle Tucker to pull, and the defensive alignment was just incredible. And the Phillies got that right. And now there's 2 gone in the bottom of the fourth. A hot shot over to Bryson Stott, and Jose Abreu comes up. Still looking for his first home run on the season. And the first pitch, he grounds that one just behind home plate. How about Jose Abreu, who's now 36 years old? I remember when he made his major league debut with the Chicago White Sox, and it feels like yesterday. No balls, one strike to Abreu, and the pitch. Outside and low for a ball. Jose Abreu is going to go down as an incredible player for the Chicago White Sox. 1 ball, 1 strike to Abreu, and the pitch. That's a foul ball down the right field line. Abreu's a 3-time All-Star. Also ended up winning the AL MVP back in 2020. He's led the league in RBIs twice. Also won the Hank Aaron Award back in 2020 and is a 3-time Silver Slugger Award winner and a Rookie of the Year from back in 2014. The 1-2 pitch. That's fouled off once again down the right field line. He needs 7 more home runs to get to 250 lifetime in his career. And he needs 33 more RBIs to get to 900. Wheeler does call for time as this one of the balls he was a little bit slippery or something. There was something they didn't like about it. But Abreu was up at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Alvarez over at second base. He got on with a leadoff double and the 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? And they appealed no swing. Over at first base, says Ryan Additon, one of the crew chief members. He's no Bobby Abreu. Yeah, well, he's a great ball player. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wheeler winds up in the pitch. Ground ball, that's foul towards the third base side. Lance Barksdale had to dodge out of the way of that one. How about the third base coach, too? Just trying to, dodge that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Abreu, and the pitch. And another foul ball down the first base line. So Abreu has been fighting here and putting up a really good at-bat, working up the pitch count for Zack Wheeler, who has 67 pitches in 3 2/3 of an inning. He's thrown 15 here in this 4th, and he hasn't allowed a run just yet. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the bottom of the 4th. Alvarez over at second. 2 outs and another foul ball by Abreu as he just stays alive again on the sweeper. 8 pitches in this at-bat. The 9th one is coming right up. 6 of the pitches have been fouled off. We were trying to get out of this little jam here. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. And that is lifted out to shallow left field. Turner gets underneath it, goes right into the sun, and will make the catch for out number 3. So a leadoff double by Yordan Alvarez, and the Astros are not able to get him home. 9-1-2 coming up for the Phillies as they lead 2-0. Alrighty, so what happened? Tucker flew out, right? Oh, no, he lined out over to second, and Abreu just popped out to shortstop. Okay, top of the 5th we go. Oh, Gabe, Larry's been a member here for a long time. He didn't just sub. He's been here for like over a month. But, yeah, man. If you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I think our goal should be to get to at least 310 by the end of today. That'd be really freaking cool. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also join the Discord server. The link is down below. It's pinned in the comments section, and also Gabe posted it in the chat a couple of times too. Baseball geometry: swing around, bat around, and hit it square. Bro, I'll be honest with you. I mean, like, I liked geometry, but I forgot about that. It's been a while since I did geometry. Just pointing out a new sub. How about Clay Condre out there in the audience? And Jay Bruce. Oh, my goodness. Former Phillies players. As Jake Cave is up in the batter's box, and it's pretty crazy. Clay Condre, how about a World Series ring for him back in 2008? The next pitch to Jake Cave. That's up high for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes to Jake Cave, as Cristian Javier is still out there on the bump for his 5th inning of work. And the pitch. It's fouled back towards the third base dugout. So Jay Bruce out there with his sons. And I guess maybe his nephew as well. I don't remember how many kids he has. 2-1 pitch. There's a high fly ball out to left field. It's going back to the warning track to the wall, and not being able to make the catch out in left field will be Corey Julks, but the throw over to second base is not in time, and Jake Cave gets in there with a double. And I don't know if Julks thought that maybe a fan threw something or whatever, but he was pointing towards the stands. Cave almost had that one get on out of here. I don't know. All right, so top of the fifth, the Phillies lead 2-0, and Jake Cave's over at second base on a leadoff double. And Stott will foul the first pitch off down the left field line, and it finds the seats. So Cave gets himself a double. That's another one that he's had today. And he is over in scoring position. Again, just a reminder to you guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy my Phillies play-by-play commentary, and if you want to hear me do more Phillies play-by-play commentary, and even some more Sixers games, because we have those two things coming up for a little bit of time. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. So the second pitch that was taken by Bryson Stott, that was a called strike. And it's an 0-2 count to Bryson Stott. Javier winds up, and the 0-2 pitch. Outside and high for ball one. A 92-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball. So Stott was drafted back in 2019 by the Philadelphia Phillies. And he's worked his way up into the major league system at a pretty young age. 1-2 pitch. There's a little dribbler. And getting off the mound is Javier. The throw over to first is just in time to get Bryson Stott. But going over to third base is Jake Cave with one out. So the sacrifice, if you will, is complete. Good job by Cristian Javier just to get off the mound as quickly as he possibly could. And he went charging over to the baseball. He made a really good throw over to first base. And Ryan Addington said that Stott was out by half a step. And Trey Turner comes up with a runner over at third. One out in the top of the fifth. And the first pitch to Turner. It's taken over the middle of the plate for a called strike. So Turner's 0 for 2 today. He is struck out and also fouled out. He's batting .259 on the season with 2 homers and 7 RBI. Javier winds up, and the 0-1 pitch to Turner. Fouled back towards the screen. Turner is a 2-time All-Star. He won a World Series back in 2019 against the Houston Astros. But he was in a Washington Nationals uniform. Yeah, I saw that. No balls, 2 strikes to Turner. 1 out in the top of the fifth. A runner over at third. The Phillies lead 2-0 in the 0-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball that was high and away. And Trey Turner goes down swinging for out number 2. That's the 4th strikeout on the evening for Cristian Javier. Lots of movement on the fastball, and Trey Turner certainly got fooled. Once again. So, Phillies can't get a sac fly here. Kyle Schwarber comes up. He's struck out in his last at-bat, and the first pitch is taken way down low for a ball. Schwarber laid off on the slider. 68 pitches by Cristian Javier so far. It's been pretty much neck and neck between him and Zack Wheeler, except for that 4th inning, as the Phillies offense came to life. The 1-0. That's outside and low. Good take by Schwarber. Schwarber also was able to win a couple of World Series. He won one with the Cubs, Nationals, and the Red Sox. The 2-0 pitch. Schwarber just gets underneath it, and it's fouled back behind home plate, and it'll find the seats as it goes about 12 rows or so behind home plate. Schwarber batted leadoff a lot last year. And a big home run in the World Series. Couple of big shots. 2-1 pitch. Just a little bit up high. It was a knuckle curve at 77 miles per hour, and well, Little says it did not come back into the strike zone. It was a tough call. 3 balls, 1 strike to Schwarber, 2 outs in the top of the 5th. The Phillies lead 2-0, and a runner over at third, and that's Jake Cave. The 3-1 pitch outside and low for ball 4, and that'll put runners at the corners as Kyle Schwarber walks. And that's the first walk of the series by either team, which is crazy to say. I wonder what the longest drought has been for an entire series, but how about that? Kyle Schwarber gets on with a walk, and here's Nick Castellanos. Runners at the corners now. 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Castellanos homered his last time up, and he swings and misses at the fastball. It was on the upper third part of the strike zone, and he could not catch up to the 93-mile-per-hour four-seamer. Javier kicks, deals, and the 0-1 pitch outside and low for a ball. Yeah, so I wonder what the longest streak for that is for a series. It's been 14 innings or 13 and a half innings since one of the teams had a walk. The 1-1. And that's fouled back towards the first base dugout. The first walk of the series took 13 and a half innings. It's pretty crazy. So Wheeler has only thrown 69 pitches, and Javier has thrown 75. Both of them have 4 strikeouts. Wheeler has gone 4 innings, has only allowed 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and Javier just allowed his first walk and has also allowed 2 earned runs in 4 2/3 of an inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The throw back over to first base is not in time, and Schwarber gets back in there safely as Jose Abreu and Kyle Schwarber are sharing some laughs. With 2 outs this season, Castellanos is batting .357 with a double and 4 RBI. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Javier gets set, gets the signs from Maldonado, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Castellanos strikes out. Schwarber did go, but that wouldn't have counted anyways. So no runs, 2 men left, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Phillies still up 2-0. And I will be right back in just a few moments. I'm going to take a very quick step off because I got to stretch, but don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell icon too, so that way you know when I upload for a Phillies game. We've been going at this for 4 months, baby. And I'm really proud of the community that we've reached. We just hit 300 last night. That's a milestone. Another one in the books. So I'll be right back in just a few moments. Ready. What's up, Foxy? I appreciate you for coming on here, man. Seriously, it means a lot. The odds to win the World Series this year, the Phillies are now 11th. And number 1, this is according to PointsBet, is the Braves. They're at plus 500. The Astros are at plus 700. And the Rays and the Dodgers, they're over the Phillies, which is very interesting. We have 41 people on here. I'm sure not all 41 of you are subscribed to my channel. Oh, Foxy, thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to Foxy, man. Loyal. Welcome to the family, my guy. Here's Corey Jokes, as he'll be leading things off for the Astros in the start of this inning. The 0-1 pitch that's popped up, and it's caught by JT Realmuto as he took the mask off, and, well, it was not a high pop-up or anything, and Realmuto had to react very quickly to get even into a standing position. Chandler, thank you. Thank you so much, Chandler. You're the man, Chandler, and I appreciate your support, man. I really do. Happy with what we've been able to do. All right, so one gone in the bottom of the fifth inning as Corey Jokes just popped out to catcher. And Jake Meyers comes up. He struck out today back in the second inning. He's hitting .262 on the season. He has 1 homer and 7 RBI. And the 0-1 pitch, that's at the knees for a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And the pitch to Meyers. That is down low and outside for a ball. That time, Zack Wheeler went with a curveball. So Zack has 74 pitches. The 75th one is coming right up as the Phillies lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Astros are up to bat. The Phillies won Game 1 of this series last night by a score of 3-1 as Nola went 8 strong innings, and he beat up Framber Valdez. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And Meyers goes fishing after a fastball that was up high and outside. And there's 2 gone. Zack Wheeler just having himself another great performance. I have 44. I'll have to check out your content, man. I'll subscribe. First pitch to Martin Maldonado. And that's taken for a strike right down the middle of the plate. I've just been coming on here consistently, man. Yeah, 1 pitch. And it ends up hitting Maldonado. So it was on the left elbow, and now Maldonado was having some words with Zack Wheeler. And JT Realmuto goes out there to calm things down, and now the infielders are coming in, and, well, the bench is almost cleared. I don't know if anything was muttered or said or whatever, but I don't even know if that was intentional. Did somebody get tossed or anything? Let's see here. So Zack Wheeler and the umpires are talking things over. Some people out of the Phillies bullpen just came out onto the field. This is really wild. Let's tune in to see what they said. Alvarado was checking in with JK. So, oh my gosh. Huh. Look, even the Astros bullpen, like, they even came out for a second. So this is, all the umpires are gathering together here. So it was just a hit by pitch to Martin Maldonado. They're trying to assess the situation. And it ended up hitting Maldonado on the left butt cheek. The Bootius Maximus. And now everybody goes back to the dugout and everybody goes back to their spots. But home plate umpire is cleaning up home plate. That is really wild. Trying to figure out exactly like what went on. Did Alvarado get ejected or something? I don't know. I'll have to check that out after the meeting. So Zack Wheeler is pitching now to Mauricio Dubon, who's 0 for 2 on the day. He's grounded out twice. Martin Maldonado's over at first base. And the 0-1-0 pitch, that's taken down low for a ball. Yeah, no problem, my guy. I got you. 2 balls, no strikes. I'm going to find out some more information on what just happened as we speak, because that is that was really wild. 2-0 pitch. That's taken at the knees for a called strike by Mauricio Dubon. Somebody got tossed, and I can't figure out who it was. If it was Alvarado or if it was somebody else. I know that. 2 balls, 1 strike to Dubon, and the next pitch, check swing. Did he go? The first base umpire says no. What a mess. A brawl was about to break out at the Astros and Phillies game. It's funny. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Dubon goes chasing after a 96-mile-per-hour fastball. They sent warnings to the benches. That's what it was. All right, so it's a 3-ball, 2-strike count to Dubon as time was called. So the Phillies lead 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. I'm Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ, where we cover all Phillies games and Sixers games during this time of the season. We also do Patriots pods and Flyers pods as well. Payoff pitch by Wheeler. There's a ground ball that's back up the middle. Sliding stop by Stott. The throw over to first is just in time, and Mauricio Dubon slams the helmet down for out number 3. And the Phillies get out of another jam as we go to the top of the 6th inning, and the Phillies are still up 2-0. This was, I want to just, find out if somebody got ejected or whatever, because there was about a brawl was, ready to break out, and everybody from the bullpen was literally coming out onto the field for both teams. And warnings were issued to both teams on their benches. It wasn't even intentional that Zack Wheeler even wanted to hit Maldonado. I don't know if he said something or if Maldonado was just trying to start a rally for the fans or for the team, trying to get them going or whatever it was, but it clearly didn't work. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm sure that not all you guys are subscribed. I give you this content for free. The best thing that you can do is subscribe to my channel and show your loyalty and show your love. If you guys do that and give yourself a shout out, I will also be sure to shout you guys out. And thank you for joining the family. We got 30 subscribers last night. We had a really big crowd last night. Tonight's crowd's still really decent, though. We got 44 people on here watching, so that's pretty insane. 41. Right. Let's take a sip of water. Righty, Brandon Marsh is up at the plate. And the first pitch by Cristian Javier. That's taken down low for a ball. Maldonado angry at his 108 batting, 130 batting average. I know, that was crazy. Brandon Marsh is up. The 1-0 pitch. It's popped up out to the left field foul territory and just finds the seats. So that'll make it a 1-1 count. Taking a look at some other scores around the league. The Miami Marlins are beating the Chicago Cubs 7-4. That's in the bottom of the 7th inning. So the Marlins have a runner over at first base. Oakland Athletics have about a 2-1 lead against the Cincinnati Reds in the bottom of the 8th. The 1-1 pitch. That's down low and outside to Brandon Marsh. Then we got the Red Sox taking on the Cleveland Guardians. That's a 6-5 score in the bottom of the 8th inning as the Red Sox do lead by 1. And then the Orioles are up 6-0 against Detroit. That's in the top of the 6th. Get to some more scores in just a few seconds. 2 balls, 1 strike to Brandon Marsh, and the pitch is outside and high for ball 3. Padres are taking on the San Francisco Giants, and the Padres have struck first as they lead 2-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. Pirates are up 2-0. That is in the bottom of the 2nd inning against the Washington Nationals. 3-1 pitch. It's fouled back towards the screen, and it's now a full count to Brandon Marsh. Javier with 81 pitches tonight. He's gone 5 innings and has only allowed 2 earned runs. Had a little bit of trouble back in the top of the 5th inning with runners over at 1st and 3rd, but he got out of it. Payoff pitch by Javier, and that's fouled off towards the 3rd base line. Detroit also won today by a score of 7-4, so it's a doubleheader. Pirates won game 1 of their doubleheader by a score of 6-3 against the Nationals. The other 2 final scores, we got Kansas City and Minnesota as Kansas City won 3-2, and the Blue Jays shut out the Seattle Mariners 1-0 as that went into extra innings, 3-2. That's fouled off once again. 7 pitches in this at-bat. 4 of them have been foul balls by Brandon Marsh. The Phillies are up 2-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. Nobody on, nobody out. Brandon Marsh with a 3-2 count and the payoff pitch. And he looks at called strike 3. That was a slider right down the pipe. And Marsh gets caught looking, and there's strikeout number 6 by Cristian Javier. Back-to-back strikeouts issued by Javier, and he is struck out 3 out of the last 4 batters that he's faced. I hope you don't get shut out either, my guy. Here's Real Muto, and JT will foul that one back towards the screen. JT singled and stole a base back in the 2nd inning. He also hit a shallow sacrifice fly out to center field that would help score Brandon Marsh to give the Phillies the 2-0 lead. The 0-1 is skied out to right field. It's in foul territory, and it will find the seats. And the count is now 0-2. So Cristian Javier has 86 pitches, and, well, you have to think that he's not going to go for too much longer. But he has been pretty good tonight. The 0-2 pitch, and JT just stays alive as he fouls the knuckle curve that almost hit the dirt. Was able to just foul it off. Realmuto started off his career with the Miami Marlins and then signed with the Phillies back in 2019. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch to Realmuto. He holds his swing and holds his horses. Decides not to go after that pitch. JT is 32 years old, had a birthday on March 18th. He stands at 6'1". Del City, Oklahoma native himself, has been very good defensively. 1-2 pitch. That's fouled back once again towards the first base dugout. Lots of foul balls in this game. But the Phillies are battling, and JT is starting to get a little bit hot with the bat. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, a slider at 77 miles per hour. And Javier just threw his 90th pitch of the evening. Waiting on deck is Alec Boehm, who doubled his last time up. Javier kicks, deals in the 2-2 pitch. Just got a piece of Will Little's mask behind home plate, and that's another foul ball. As the ball boy is going out there to deliver some more baseballs to Will Little. Phil Maton, the brother of Nick Maton, is warming up in the bullpen. Former Philly Nick Maton. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the pitch by Javier. Again, JT decides to hold his swing as it was outside a 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Good at-bat by Realmuto. Boehm waits in the on-deck circle, and in the hole is Cody Clemens. Phillies up 2-0. In this top of the 6th inning, 1 out, nobody on, and the payoff pitch. There's a line drive out to left center field, and that's going to go all the way towards the wall. Realmuto rounding first. He's going to try to go into second base, and he dives in safely. And another 1-out double by the Phillies. A hanging breaking ball that JT Realmuto lined out into left center field. It was a pretty good throw by Corey Julks, but JT Realmuto hustled out of the batter's box and was able to get in with a diving double. Have yourself a day, JT. A sac fly, a single, a stolen base, and now a double. That's just at the plate. And now Bohm comes up, and the first pitch. Check swing. They appeal that he did go over at first base. 18 pitches in this inning so far for Cristian Javier. That was a long at-bat that JT was able to win. Javier looks back at second, and the 0-1 pitch to Bohm. It's laid off as it was outside and low. Al Bohm is hitting .282 on the season with 3 homers and 20 RBI. Was able to get on with a double his last time up after the sacrifice fly was complete by JT Realmuto. 1-1. That's fouled back towards the home plate side, and it goes out of play. If you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I give you this content for free, and the best thing that you can do is support the channel. The goal is to get to 310. 1-2 pitch. That's popped up towards the infield, shallow center field, I should say. Pena gets underneath it, and I'll make the catch for the second out. 2 gone in the top of the 6th, and Realmuto is still over at second base. And Dusty Baker is going to go out and pull the plug for Cristian Javier as Phil Maton was warming up in the bullpen. And he will most likely come in to face Cody Clemens. So that'll be it for him. But remember, the runner over at second base, JT Realmuto, is still his responsibility. And Bohm just popped out over to shortstop. There's 2 gone. So the Phillies, well, the Astros have a pitching change, I should say. Here we go. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. Who's excited for Sixers and Celtics on Monday night? Because I am so excited. I cannot wait. I can't. It feels so long since I've called a basketball game, even though that was about a week ago. So I feel like it's the off season, but I know it's not. We've just been waiting our turn, and thankfully Boston was able to buy us a little bit of time for Joel Embiid's sake. But I am ready to see the big man back out there on the court, and I cannot wait for the Sixers to play on Monday night. Don't forget to tune into that if you guys are interested, because we call basketball games for the Sixers as well as of right now, because Sixers season is still going on. So, yes, Maldonado should be thankful for the hip. At least he was able to get on base. Bro, shots fired. My gosh. Bro, you just took a shot at your own catcher. I understand that he's getting old, but he still is pretty good defensively. But I understand. I can get behind that. Alrighty. Phillies were at plus 100 coming into tonight, according to PointsBet, for their opening odds. And now their current odds are at minus 400. Not a basketball fan, but I know enough to hate the Celtics. Oh, Larry, you should still tune in. It's coming down to, this is a big series. Cody Clemens, he'll take the first pitch for a called strike. So Phil Maton is introduced as the new pitcher for the Houston Astros, as Cristian Javier's day is done. No balls, 1 strike to Clemens, and the pitch up high and inside. A 90-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball. Phil has, he's playing in his 7th season. He has a 12-9 record with a 4.37 ERA. Only 1 save throughout his career. 1-1, laid off by Cody Clemens. And that makes it a 2-1 count. Phillies lead 2-0 thanks to a solo home run by Nick Castellanos back in the 4th inning, and then a sacrifice fly by JT Realmuto. 2-1, way outside, and good job by Maldonado to just get over to that pitch as it was a curveball. And it's a 3-1 count. Clemens lined out and also flew out. He's hit the ball very sharply. Maton gets set, kicks, deals, and that pitch is a high fly ball out to right field. That's going back to the warning track. It's gone! A 2-run home run by Cody Clemens, and that gives the Phillies a 4-0 lead. They have just doubled their lead here in Houston. I can't believe that ball got out. It was a low pitch, and Cody Clemens just took that one for a ride. And the Phillies are up 4-0. So Phil Maton came right in. That was another 3-1 pitch, and well, Clemens just belted that one on out of here. Here's Jay Cave now. Nobody on with 2 outs. And the Phillies now lead 4-0. I mean, going back to that pitch, it was just Cody Clemens showing off the power in the bat. I'm telling you right now, if Kevin Long can teach me how to hit, I'd probably be hitting home runs right now, because that is how great of a hitting coach Kevin Long truly is. So Jay Cave is up. He's doubled twice tonight. He's 2 for 2. The Phillies lead 4-0. And the 1-1. That's on the outside corner for a called strike. A curveball at 74 miles per hour. So Clemens has just doubled this lead for the Phillies. He's hit the ball very well tonight. 1-2 pitch to Cave. Swing and a miss, and he goes down swinging for out number 3. But the damage is done, and the Phillies add on to their lead on a 2-run home run by Cody Clemens. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Phillies are up 4-0. Bro, I feel like this is such a slow game. What time is it? 6:53? We started at, 5? It's almost 2 hours. Wow. That was big. Cody Clemens, man. It's always somebody. I'm telling you, if put me in the batting cage and have Kevin Long train me, like, you know, like I would go into his school, if you will. Like, I'll be in his laboratory, and like he'll teach me like how to hit, because he's just that good. Like, look at Brandon Marsh's stance. Look at his swing now. Look at Cody Clemens with how he's been doing. Like, man, everybody's just doing well. Go to the bullpen or give Wheeler one more inning. I'm going to say give Wheeler one more inning. That's what I'm going to say. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe, my friends. And hit the bell icon, too, so that way you know when I either go live for a Phillies game or a Sixers game, or maybe even your game. Maybe you're playing a game in your own backyard, and maybe I'm there calling it. That would be a little bit awkward, but maybe I'm calling that. You never know. They're going for a series victory. I mean, hey, I can't count the Astros out. If there's any team in sports that I can't count out, there's a couple of them. The first one's the Golden State Warriors. The second one is just the Boston Bruins. And the third one is the Houston Astros. I can never count the Astros out. I just can't. Can't do that. Ugh. How about the Cubs having the bases loaded? It's 7-4 in Miami as the Marlins are up 7-4. All right, we were back out there for another inning of work as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Zack Wheeler will throw the first pitch just a little bit inside to Jeremy Pena. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Wheeler kicks and delivers the next pitch. A swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. So Pena has struck out, and he also flew out. The 1-1. Just a little bit below the knees for a ball. It's interesting because, they had Carlos Correa for so many years as the 2-1 pitch is flying foul down the first base line. And Correa was a really good shortstop, but, Correa is getting like a max contract with the Minnesota Twins, and Pena has done such a great job filling into his spot. The 2-2 in the dirt for ball 3. Just has a lot of power in the swing. He's also pretty good defensively. Payoff pitch by Wheeler. That's a dribbler that is foul towards the third base side. So Zach has thrown 89 pitches. 60 of them have been strikes. 29 of them have been balls. So he has a very good strike-to-ball ratio tonight. And now we have time called, as I believe that Pena broke his bat. And he's going to go back into the dugout to get a brand new bat. Yep, somebody just lent him a bat. And he gets a brand new one, and he's going to go back out there. Ugh. He's it was sort of like a hold my beer type of a thing, except he was just exchanging one for another. That's what he was signaling to somebody in the dugout. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Pena. And the payoff pitch by Wheeler. There's a little flare, and it's caught by Trey Turner as he makes the leaping catch over at shortstop. Good pitch by Zack Wheeler to try to jam Jeremy Pena. And Trey Turner also showing off his athleticism by making a jumping catch. The ball didn't go over his head or anything, and it wasn't necessarily a hot shot, but he did a good job on that play. That'll bring Yordan Alvarez up to the plate, who's batting third in tonight's game. He doubled in his last at-bat and fouls the first pitch off towards the third base side, and it'll find the seats and go into about the 5th row. Alvarez also singled in the first inning as well. And so the next pitch is inside and low for a ball. So Pena starts off the 6th inning with a line out to shortstop. And the 1-1 pitch by Zack Wheeler. That's fouled off, and it goes back over towards the third base dugout. So the Phillies do lead 4-0. They also lead the series as they won Game 1 by a score of 3-1. Yordan Alvarez has been a hitting machine for the Astros. 1-2. That is taken down low for a ball. So Alvarez this season has been very good at the plate, obviously, as he leads the team in home runs and RBI. The 2-2. That's inside for ball 3. Alvarez has only walked 11 times this season. And I say only because that's actually 3rd on the team. Payoff pitch, and that's the 12th time that he's walked. And he gets on with a 1-out walk. That's the 3rd time today that he has gotten on base. And Caleb Cotham is making a call to the bullpen to try to get somebody warming up, and I thought I saw Gregory Soto warming up a little bit ago, but maybe they're going to try to get him back up. 1 out, and Alvarez is over at first base. The Phillies lead 4-0. Alex Bregman comes up And it will take the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. A sweeper at 86 miles per hour. Bregman is wearing his white batting gloves. He always likes to choke up on that bat. No balls, one strike, and the pitch. That's fouled back towards the screen behind home plate. So once again, the Phillies will be taking on the Astros tomorrow night at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So they are the ESPN game night of the week, and rightfully so. No balls, 2 strikes to Bregman. Wheeler gets the signs from Realmuto, and the pitch. Check swing, did he go? The first base umpire, Ryan Addington, says no. And Bregman did hold his swing as the pitch was inside and low. And not by much. He didn't hold his swing by much, but regardless, 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 100th pitch by Wheeler coming right up. Here it is. Swing and a miss. And Bregman goes fishing after a curveball. Zack Wheeler with his 6th strikeout on the evening. And now Rob Thompson is going to go out there, and that is going to be it for Zack Wheeler. 100 pitches. He threw 5 2/3 of an inning. And the runner over at first base is his responsibility, but, oh, wow, Thompson's actually going to leave him out there. Thompson came running out and thought that maybe he was going to take the baseball from Zack Wheeler, but I believe that he's still going to go. And he is. They're going to leave him out there for another batter. Huh. That's wild. Kyle Tucker is up. They wanted Gregory Soto to warm up in the bullpen just to face Kyle Tucker, probably a lefty. So Wheeler's going to stay. Phillies are up 4-0. There's only a runner at first base. This will probably be the last batter for Zack Wheeler. And the first pitch to Tucker, way up high for a ball. Wheeler hit 94 on the gun. Kyle Tucker today is 0 for 2. He grounded out to third and lined out over the second base. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch by Wheeler. That's fouled off towards the third base side. 97 on the gun by Zack Wheeler. Tucker in 86 at-bats, he has 26 hits, which is second on the team. He also has 19 RBI and 5 home runs. Coming into today, the 1-1 pitch. There's a line drive that is just fouled over to right field, and a great play by the ball boy over towards the right field line. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Alvarez is over at first. Tucker is at the plate. The Phillies lead 4-0. They extended their lead back in the top of the 6th inning on a 2-run home run by Cody Clemens. Castellanos also homered in the game. And JT Realmuto had a sac fly. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Tucker goes after the high fastball at 96 miles per hour. And we go to the top of the 7th inning. Zack Wheeler was sensational tonight, and that will most likely be it for him. As we go to the top of the 7th, and the Phillies are up 4-0. Alrighty, one more half inning, and then I got to stretch. That was a big strikeout. Strikeout to Bregman and a strikeout to Kyle Tucker. Every time I see Tucker on my score sheet, I'm not gonna lie, I want to say PJ Tucker because I'm just in Sixers mode. I really am, man. Hope everyone is having a pleasant night. I agree, man. I hope that you're all having a great night. If you guys are new to my channel, I don't know how many people we have on here now, but we had a big milestone last night. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell icon, too, so that way you know when I either am going live or when I upload. We got 39 people on here. I'm sure that not all 39 of you are subscribed to my channel. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And also tell your friends about me, too. If you guys are looking for somebody that does a lot of baseball games, or a friend that like loves baseball or basketball, like during this time of year, make sure that you like tell everybody about me and about this channel and about the family that we've built over here. Already reached the goal of 310. All right, 315 now. That's the goal. Yep. I know. We have to keep pushing towards success, you know what I'm saying? But it's not just about the numbers, it's about the quality of the people. So, but I'm sure everybody that subscribes to my channel is a good person, except for the people that unsubscribed. All right. All righty. Top of the 7th we go. Phillies lead 4-0. They got 2 runs in the 4th on a solo homer by Nick Castellanos and an RBI sac fly by JT Realmuto. And then Cody Clemens hit a 2-run home run back in the top of the 6th inning. And that's all the 4 runs were scored tonight. Bryson Stott leads things off here in the top of the 7th, and the first pitch is outside and high for a ball. Phil Maton going back out there for another inning of work, as he was on in relief for Cristian Javier, who allowed 3 earned runs, and he went about 5 2/3 of an inning. Bryson Stott lines that one over to second base, and it's caught by Mauricio Dubon. For out number 1, a hot shot over towards Dubon, and Stott hit it sharply, but just at the second baseman for out number 1. And Trey Turner will step into the batter's box. He's been struggling as of lately. He fouled out back in the 3rd inning and has also struck out twice. So he's 0 for 3 today. And the first pitch he takes just a little bit inside for a ball. So Stott just lined out to second base. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. There's a high fly ball out to right field, but it hooks foul. But Turner last season with the Dodgers, he had another really good season for them. And his batting average now is slid all the way down to 256. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing. They don't even have to appeal as the pitch was a strike anyways. It does feel really good to see him in the pinstripes. 1-2 pitch to Turner. Swing and a miss, and he has a hat trick today on strikeouts. 73 miles per hour on a curveball that Trey Turner was fooled on. And he goes down swinging for out number 2. Kyle Schwarber's due up next now. There's 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Schwarber homered last night to start off the 1st inning, and he's 0 for 2 today, but he did walk back in the 5th inning and got the first walk of the series. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch by Maton. That's lined foul down the third base line, and it finds the seats again. Don't forget, if you guys are new to my channel, to subscribe to Play by Play with JJ if you enjoy my content and my play-by-play commentary. Started off back in February of last year, or not February, sorry, December of 2022. And I've been going at it for 4 months. The 1-2. The 1-1, I should say, was a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 7th end. The 1-2 pitch way outside as Maton did not get a good grip of the baseball. Phil has thrown 20 pitches so far in these 2 innings. The 2-2 pitch to Schwarber. Laid off by Schwarber, and man, that was a good take. It was down low, and Schwarber just held his swing. See that again. Oof. Big payoff pitch coming up. Here it is, the payoff pitch. On the outside corner, called strike 3 as Kyle Schwarber goes looking at a curveball, and that'll retire the side. It's stretch time at Minute Maid Park, and the Phillies are up 4-0. I'll be right back, and I will be right back because I got to stretch. So I'll see you guys very soon. Ready. Here we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. That feels a lot better. I'm Jason Joseph, and again, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon too, so that way you know when I go live for a Phillies game or whenever I upload. I appreciate you guys for coming on here tonight. And, yeah, you've been doing a really good job on here. All right, so Sir Anthony Dominguez will step in to pitch for the Phillies and come on in relief for Zack Wheeler. And to be honest with you, well, Sir Anthony Dominguez, this is his 13th game that he is going to be in. He has a 6.97 ERA in 10 1/3 of an inning, but that has gone drastically down over quite a bit of time. Abreu will take the first pitch right over the middle of the plate for a called strike. Jose has been in a slump as of lately. The 0-1, that's on the inside corner for a called strike again. That time, Dominguez went with a slider. Abreu struck out and popped out today. 0-2 pitch. It's fouled back towards the screen. Do have a couple of score updates as the Boston Red Sox lead 3-1 against the Cleveland Guardians. That's in the top of the 4th. The Marlins are up 5-2 in the top of the 3rd against the Cubs. The 0-2 pitch outside. One ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. That's another little dribbler over towards the first base side, but it's foul. Bailey Falter will be on the bump tomorrow for the Phillies. This should be interesting to see how he does out there on the mound against the Astros. Dominguez gets set, kicks, deals, and the 1-2 pitch. It's a little flare down the right field line, and it drops in for a base hit. Castellanos is able to field it on a hop, and nobody was able to get over towards the baseball as Bryson Stott and Cody Clemens and Nick Castellanos tried to get it, but it was hit in no man's land, and there's a leadoff single by Jose Abreu. Sometimes it's not just about how hard you hit the ball. It's about the placement of where you hit it, and you have to get a little bit lucky sometimes. And Abreu starts off the inning with a leadoff single. Corey Julks comes up. He's 1 for 2 today, and the first pitch is up high for a ball. Julks hitting .306 on the season, 2 homers, 8 RBI, a .311 OBP, on base percentage, and a .411 OBPS. Next pitch is downstairs and a little bit outside for another ball. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous night out in Houston. The 2-0, swing and a miss. The sun is still shining, and now it's shining on Sir Anthony Dominguez. So the sun is shining on the mound. The 2-1 pitch to Julks. There's a line drive over to second base field on the hop. The throw over to second. There's one to Turner. The throw over to first is not in time. So Bryson Stott fielded it on the hop as it was hit towards his right side. And he was playing Julks to pole. And Stott was able to field it cleanly and make a good play over to second base to get Abreu out. But Trey Turner could not flip the 4-6-3 double play in time. So Julks rounds into a 4-6 fielder's choice. Throwback over to first base is not in time as Jake Myers steps into the batter's box. Dominguez gets the signs in the first pitch. That's fouled back towards the screen. I'm a huge fan of small ball, and I feel like I'd like to see more of it. And I think that it's starting to come back. Stealing bases and bunts and all that sort of stuff. The 0-1 pitch. That's on the outside corner for a called strike. So the sun is shining on the pitcher's mound, so it just moved all the way in. So it must be a little bit difficult for Dominguez to try to see. The 0-2, swing and a miss on a slider that was way outside of the strike zone. 2 gone in the bottom of the 7th inning as Myers strikes out swinging. Over at first base is Corey Julks. And Martin Maldonado steps up to the plate now. Big crowd at Minute Maid Park. And the first pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. So Sir Anthony Dominguez has 14 pitches so far. He's thrown a lot of strikes. And that is a very good sign for the Phillies. The 1-0 in the dirt for a ball, and JT wanted to appeal, but the home plate umpire said we're not even going to appeal because he didn't swing. There's the sun. It's back out again on the mound. You can see it on the camera right next to home plate. 2-0 pitch. It just got a piece of Martin Maldonado's elbow again, and that's the second time he has gotten hit by a pitch. But this time, no words are being exchanged or anything. And Maldonado gets on. That hit him right on the elbow. Ever so slightly. Now the Phillies are in a little bit of a jam here. Alrighty, so now runners over at first and second. Over at second base is Corey Julks. And at first is Martin Maldonado. Mauricio Dubon, who's grounded out 3 times today, he comes up. And Caleb Cotham is going to go out to talk to his pitcher. Just to try to calm him down, as everybody from the infield also comes in to join the conversation. I think this is a perfect time to remind you guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the bell icon too, so that way you know when I either go live or when I upload. If you enjoy my play-by-play commentary, we don't just do it for Phillies games, we also do it for Sixers games as well. And Patriots games too, but there's no Patriots games going on right now. I will have to do a Patriots pod though. But if you like my content, Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. All right, bottom of the 7th we go. Oh, we're still in the bottom of the 7th. 2 outs. Runners over at first and second as everybody went back to their spots. 15 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the first pitch to Mauricio Dubon is taken outside for a ball. Pretty low-scoring game and a pretty long game for the Phillies, but they lead 4-0, and the 1-0 pitch is way outside for ball 2. Wonder if the sun is starting to get into Sir Anthony Dominguez's eyes because it is shining bright on the mound. 2 balls, no strikes to Dubon. Gets the signs from Realmuto. Winds up, and the pitch by Sir Anthony. That's on the inside corner, a 99-mile-per-hour fastball that was taken for a high strike. Jokes leads off at second. And over at first is Maldonado. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Phillies up 4-0, and the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider that was over the center of the plate at the knees. Can Sir Anthony Dominguez try to get out of this jam here? Phillies bullpen has been absolutely incredible. The 2-2 pitch to Dubon. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a 99-mile-per-hour fastball. And we go to the top of the 8th inning. The Phillies are still up 4-0. No runs, 2 men left for the Astros. And we go to the top of the 8th. Boy, that was their chance. The Phillies got them right where they wanted. Mauricio Dubon. How about that, man? Ugh. Man. Baseball sucks. Why are you an Astros fan? Ugh. So happy we're starting to get a much bigger crowd on here, which is awesome. I really appreciate you guys for staying on here. Means a lot. We're gonna finish this granola bar. Yep. You're right. You're absolutely right. It was a little shaky, but they did it. Got the big outs when they mattered. Top of the 8th inning. The Phillies are up 4-0. Castellanos will lead things off. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Fightins. Seth Martinez will come in as Phil Maton went for about an inning and a third. And Seth Martinez comes up. He has a 5.23 ERA. And the first pitch is down low for a ball. Castellanos had a solo home run back in the 4th. And the 1-0 pitch. It's a fair ball down the third base line, but it's fielded over by Bregman. And Bregman gobbles it up and throws over to first in plenty of time for the first out. It's not an easy play by Alex Bregman, who had to come charging in towards the baseball and make a sidearm throw, but that's what he does. That's one of the reasons why he's such a great defensive player over at third base. Marsh steps up to the plate, and the first pitch, he pops up into foul territory towards the third base line, and it just finds the seats. So more about Martinez. He's been making 8 starts, or he's had 8 games played. I should say this is his 9th game that he's appeared in, as the 0-1 pitch is outside for a ball. He's 1-1 on the season. He's a 1.65 WHIP and a 5.23 ERA, as I mentioned. 1-1 pitch. That's on the outside corner for a called strike. Currently, he's 28 years old, but he's had some pretty good outings as of lately. 1-2 pitch. That's up high and outside for ball 2. He did go 2 1/3 of an inning and allowed a hit and 2 walks, but had 4 strikeouts against the Tampa Bay Rays. 2-2. Outside and high for ball 3 to Brandon Marsh. Realmuto waits on deck. The payoff pitch to Marsh. There's a pop-up out to left field, but it slices just a little bit foul. And that will find the seats. So now the sun is not shining on the mound. Payoff pitch. Another foul ball down the left field line. And that will find the seats too. So we got Sixers playoffs coming up this week. They play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And then if it goes to a Game 5, they play on Tuesday. Game 6 would then be on Thursday. And then Game 7 would be Sunday of the following week. Payoff pitch. Outside and high for ball 4. And Brandon Marsh gets on with a 1-out walk. Good at-bat by Marsh. He battled, grinded out the at-bat, and was able to get on base. Realmuto will come back in to hit. Marsh is over at first, and JT takes the first pitch inside for a ball. So Martinez just gave up a walk to Brandon Marsh. Phillies are up 4-0. They scored 2 in the 5th and 2 in the 6th. Scratch that, 2 in the 4th and 2 in the 6th. 1-0. It's on the outside corner for a called strike to JT. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Martinez gets the signs and fires the 1-1. A swing and a miss to JT Realmuto on a fastball at 91 miles per hour. Will Little, the home plate umpire, just giving some new balls to the pitcher. Throw back over to first is not in time to try to get Marsh out. Marsh made some really good base running plays today. After he was able to get him with a diving double, he went over to third base on a wild pitch and then tagged up on a very shallow fly ball by JT and was able to score and cause a sacrifice fly. That would make the game 2-0. 1-2 is inside, and JT is tied up in the count at 2-2. Bohm waits on deck. Marsh is over at first. 1 out in the top of the 8th. A 4-0 lead by the Phillies. The 2-2 pitch. A swing and a miss by JT Realmuto, and he heads back to the dugout. As Martinez throws a slider that was down low and maybe a hair inside for out number 2. And that is now The 8th strikeout by Astros pitching. So Alec Bohm due up next. The throw back over to first base to get Marsh is not in time as he dives back in there safely. Oh boy, it's getting a little chilly in here. First pitch to Bohm, and this at-bat is taken right over the middle of the plate for a called strike. Alec has gained a lot of muscle, and the power has certainly come and gone, but when it's on, it's on. The 0-1 delivery, fouled back towards the screen behind the plate. Excuse me. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. A runner over at first. Alec Bohm is up. Martinez winds up in the 0-2 pitch. Laid off by Bohm on a sweeper that was outside and low for a ball. Alec Bohm is 4th on this team in total hits. He has 28 on the season. He has scored 11 runs, and he's 1 out of 5 Phillies players to have double digits in the runs category. 1-2 pitch to Bohm. Just a little bit outside. Good eye by Alec. Bohm is hitting .276 with 2 doubles in the 7th inning or later. The 2-2 pitch. There's a shot that's ripped out to right center field, and that's going to split the gap and hit the top of the wall. Rounding third base and coming in to score is Brandon Marsh, and Alec Bohm gets himself an RBI double. And that gives the Phillies a 5-0 lead in the top of the 8th inning. Another great piece of hitting by Alec Bohm to just take it towards the opposite field. And I got to tell you that Jake Myers did everything that he possibly could to try to get over towards the baseball. He couldn't even dive for it, but he had to make a long way to run for that and was not able to get over to it. But the Phillies get a 5-0 lead. Insurance always helps. Here's Cody Clemens, who hit a big 2-run home run back in the 5th. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So Bohm gets himself an RBI double. This is the 5th batter to come up in this inning for the Phillies. It's Cody Clemens. The first pitch was down low for a ball. The second pitch is swung on and missed on a changeup that was low and outside. Had a little itch in my ear. The 1-1 pitch. Another cutter that just missed at 86 miles per hour. So the Phillies offense has been coming to life, and the pitching, don't want to jinx it, but it's been really good so far. Martinez looks back over at second to keep Bohm in check, and the 2-1 pitch. And it's on the inside corner and painted the plaque as it was right at the knees. Phillies up 5-0. The 2-2 pitch to Clemens. That's laid off for ball 3. There's 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Alec Bohm just got an RBI double as Brandon Marsh has scored for the 2nd time today. Jake Cave waits in the on-deck circle as he's 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Big payoff pitch coming right up. Here it is. The payoff pitch by Martinez. Inside for ball 4. And another walk issued by Astros pitching. And that puts runners at first and second for the Phillies in the top of the 8th with still 2 outs. A good piece of a plate appearance, I should say. Great plate appearance by Cody Clemens. Now the pitching coach is going to go out there to talk things over with Martinez just to make sure that he's all right. I haven't seen if anybody else is warming up in the bullpen. But Joshua Miller goes out there and wants to just talk things over with his pitchers. So here's Jake Cave. Runners at first and second with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Marsh over at second base. He got on with an RBI double. Alec Boehm's over at second base with an RBI double. And that would score Brandon Marsh. And over at first, as Jake Cave takes the first pitch on the inside corner for... Oh, it was just inside. I thought it hit the corner. I stand corrected. Cody Clemens is over at first. And Boehm's over at second. The 1-0 pitch. That time, it's on the outside corner for a called strike. 28 pitches by Martinez so far in this inning, and he can't get out of it. He's already allowed a run. The 1-1 pitch. At the knees over the middle of the plate for a called strike. Cristian Javier is on the injured list now for the Phillies. And Marsh has been playing a lot. 1-2. There's a line drive back up the middle for a base hit. Rounding third base and coming in to score is Alec Boehm, and he slides in safely. And the Phillies now have a 6-0 lead as going over to third base is Cody Clemens. How about Jake Cave having himself quite a day as he's gone 3 for 4. And he gets himself an RBI single. That was a pitch right down the middle, and Jake Cave was able to get the end of the bat on it and slice it right past the shortstop, Jeremy Pena. Runners at the corners on the RBI single by Jake Cave, and now the next man to come up to the plate is Bryson Stott, who has not recorded a hit today. And the first pitch is way outside and high for a ball. The Phillies are giving the Astros the business here, and still nobody warming up in the bullpen, according to my knowledge. They haven't shown anybody warming up just yet. Martinez still out there on the bump. Stott with the 1-0 count and the pitch. It's on the outside corner for a called strike, and to be honest, it looked like it was a little bit off the plate, and Bryson Stott does disagree with Will Little. It's been a long top of the 8th inning, but the Phillies are up 6-0. They have runners at the corners. Clemens over at third, and over at first base is Jake Cave. The 1-1 pitch to Stott. That's outside and low, a changeup at 86 miles per hour. Phillies were able to take the series against the Seattle Mariners earlier this week, and well, they won last night's game to start off the 3-game set against the Houston Astros by a score of 3-1. And this time they lead 6-0 here in the top of the 8th. The 2-1 pitch is fouled back towards the screen. Now somebody's warming up in the bullpen. It's Ronald Blanco for the Houston Astros. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Stott. Martinez gets the signs, kicks, deals, and the 2-2 is up high and outside again. Martinez hasn't necessarily been throwing a lot of high heaters as his fastball has been coming in at 90 to 92 miles per hour. Another payoff pitch coming in this inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The throwback over to first base is not in time as Jake Cave gets back in there safely. And Figueroa is trying to see if that was a balk and why that wasn't called a balk, because it looked like he was going over to home plate, and now the third base coach is saying that that's a balk, and now I believe that Rob Thompson wants to challenge this, and he will. How about that? It does say it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs on the scoreboard over there, but they're not going to challenge it, though. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch to Stott. And that's popped up towards the third base foul side, and it will find the seats again, and Bryson Stott stays alive. So they decided not to challenge that. Jaden, thanks for coming on here, man. I appreciate it. What's up? How you doing, dude? 3 balls, 2 strikes to Bryson Stott. Runners at the corners. The Phillies lead 6-0 here in the top of the 8th. Then there's 2 outs. The payoff pitch to Stott. There's a high fly ball out to left field. It's going back to the warning track and making the catch right at the warning track. Out in left field for out number 3 is Corey Julks, as Stott just missed a 3-run home run. But the Phillies do get 2 more on the RBI double by Alec Boehm and an RBI single by Jake Cave as they lead 6-0, and we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Astros coming back up to bat. And Stott just missed that. Oh, I would have loved that. Sorry I'm late. I was watching the draft. Yeah, dude, I gotta catch up on the draft. I gotta figure out like what all happened and everything. I just haven't had time. Because I've been busy doing this, you know what I'm saying? But I have to catch up. Don't forget, if you guys are new to my channel, be sure that you like, be sure that you subscribe, hit the bell icon too, so that way you know when I upload. Goal is to get to at least 315 by the end of this cast. I still think that we can get there. We still have, 9 outs left at least? So, that would be really awesome. We're not at the 3-hour mark yet. But yes, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe as well, and hit the bell icon too, so that way you know when I'm either going live for a Phillies game or when I upload. I've been doing this for about 4 months, and to be honest with you, it's been a lot of fun. You know, I've been calling games, and this is my passion. You know, I love broadcasting, and I haven't really been able to find a whole lot of like freelancing gigs or anything like that. I've been doing some freelance for broadcasting, but I've been doing freelance for camera work as well. But, you know, Scott Fransky, the radio announcer for the Phillies, I always say this to the people that have just joined, you know. He told me, I got a chance to meet him, and he said that the number one thing that you can do is just get yourself reps. Call as many games as possible, and even though I called games for the Wilmington Blue Rocks and for the Delaware Blue Coats. The Blue Rocks are the high A affiliate of the Washington Nationals, and the Blue Coats are the NBA G League affiliate of the Philadelphia 76ers. You know, I was lucky that I was able to do that, and I was in a group of about 6 people to just do it. But, you know, I've been, I was fortunate to do that, but I wasn't doing as many games as I should have. So that's why I've been coming on here and doing as many stuff as I possibly can. Speaking of coming on, the Phillies game is back on. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The last time the Phillies bullpen gave up a 4-run lead was back on June 14th of 2022, and Jeremy Pena lifts that one high and deep to left field, and now the Astros are on the board on a solo home run by Jeremy Pena. Andrew Vasquez comes in, and the second pitch he throws is a fastball down the middle of the plate, and Pena just nailed that pitch out to left field. And the Astros get one back. So Vasquez just left a pitch right down the pipe. And Jeremy Pena, man, with the bat speed and with the power in the bat, you just can't do that. Because he will crush that one out of here. Yordan Alvarez comes up. And the first pitch, he takes that one up high. So Pena starts off the bottom of the 8th inning with a solo home run. And Alvarez will take the next pitch right at the knees for a called strike. And it's a 1-1 count. Yes, I do camera work. I really just basically like film high school like lacrosse games. I do it around my area. I do it for freelance. Excuse me. And thank you for subscribing, whoever just did that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So Alvarez is 2 for 2. He is singled, doubled, and walked. And the 1-2 pitch is fouled off at the foot of Yordan Alvarez. So Vasquez is on the bump for the Phillies. He just gave up a solo home run to Jeremy Pena. 1-2 pitch. There's a shot out to left field, but Cave comes running in and will make the catch for the first out. And there's one away. in the bottom of the 8th inning. Renaissance man. Andrew Vasquez gets ready for the next batter, and that's Alex Bregman. And the first pitch in this at-bat is lined foul down the third base line. So Alvarez just flew out, right? To left field. And the 0-1 to Bregman. A swing and a miss on another fastball. Bregman's 0 for 3 today. Snowballs 2 strikes, and the next pitch is lined foul down the third base line. And it hits the Angry Bird sign over on the third base wall by the third base dugout. Vasquez winds up, and the pitch. It's a slider that was outside and high for ball 1. JT with the signs and the 1-2 pitch. A pop-up that goes into foul territory, and that'll go into the seats again. So Andrew Vasquez has gone 11 1/3 of an inning this season. He's allowed 9 hits, 1 earned run, and he has 6 strikeouts along with 6 walks issued. The 1-2. On the upper third part of the strike zone, it looked like it was a little bit high, but Bregman does go down looking, and Vasquez gets his first strikeout on the evening. I don't know if I agree with the call, but Phillies will take it. It has been kind of like that all day. 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th. Kyle Tucker comes up, and the first pitch he takes a look at is a slider at 81 miles per hour. On the outside corner as well. So the 0-1 pitch is up high and inside for a ball. I finally just got I went to the batting cage today and took some batting practice. And that was some fun. I haven't done that in quite some time. And it felt good. You know, I was just going lefty. I started off with 40 and then went to 50. And hopefully I'll be able to do 70 pretty soon. That'd be kind of cool. 1 ball, 2 strikes in the pitch. There's a ground ball over to second base, backhanded by Bryson Stott. The throw over to first is in plenty of time for out number 3. And we go to the top of the 9th. The Phillies will have 2, 3, and 4 coming up. But the Astros do get one back on another solo home run by Jeremy Pena. And the Phillies lead it 6-1. I'll be right back. We're going to take one more time out before this 9th inning. But don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the bell icon too, so that way you know when I go live for a Phillies game, a Sixers game, or whenever I upload. All right, I'll be right back in 20 seconds. Alrighty. Ronel Blanco is coming in to pitch the ninth inning for the Houston Astros. A 5.4 ERA in 10 innings. He's allowed 5 walks. He has 15 strikeouts. Only has surrendered 1 home run this season, but opponents are hitting .302 against him. And Trey Turner, who has struggled today, he has struck out 3 times. He will be the first victim for Blanco. So this is the third reliever coming in for the Houston Astros. And Trey Turner will lead things off here. So the Phillies, they got 2 runs in the 4th, 2 runs in the 6th, and 2 runs in the 8th. I see a trend here. First pitch, that was way up high, and Trey Turner is in disbelief, and he has the right to plead a case there, as the next pitch is outside for a ball. I mean, that was nowhere near the strike zone. A ball, 1 strike. Blanco winds up, and the pitch. Just laid off by Trey Turner. Turner played for the Nationals and the Dodgers. And now he's on the Phillies. The 2-1 pitch. That's sliced out to right field, and that will drop in for a base hit right between Kyle Tucker and Mauricio Dubon. And Trey Turner does not go hitless. Gets himself a bloop single out to right field. And that's how the Phillies will start off the 9th inning. Kyle Schwarber will step into the batter's box. Turner is over at first. And there's still nobody out in the top of the 9th inning. The Phillies are up 6-1. The first pitch to Schwarber. That's taken right at the knees for a called strike on a curveball. He did. The 0-1 pitch. There's a little dribbler down the first base line, and it's fouled. I think Schwarber's timing is a little bit off because his helmet came off and he's rubbing his right eye. I don't know if the helmet came off and what happened, but timing does look a little bit off. He's been getting underneath pitches and doesn't look quite like himself. The 0-2 pitch. Another foul ball. Oh, he swung on and missed for strike 3. It was a foul tip into the glove. So Schwarber goes down, and he's retired in the top of the 9th. 1 away for the Phillies. There's Rob Thompson in the dugout. Has to be happy with how Zack Wheeler did today. Castellanos comes up. He homered back in the 4th inning and gave the Phillies their first run on the day. And he swings and misses at the first pitch. Turner leads off at first. Castellanos at the dish. Blanco winds up, and the 0-1 pitch. That's lined out to right center field. That's going to split the gap and go all the way towards the wall. Turner is rounding second base, and he's going to go to third. And Nick Castellanos gets himself another single. It was a long single, and good job by the right fielder, Kyle Tucker, to just get over there as made a really good throw over to second base, and there was no way Castellanos would have made it. The Phillies are just giving the Astros the business today, as Brandon Marsh is due up next. He walked his last time up, and he'll take the first pitch for a high strike. Marsh has obviously played against the Astros a lot when he was in an Angels uniform. So he's seen their pitching, and he's adapted pretty well, I'd say. The 0-1 in the dirt, a 96-mile-per-hour fastball from Blanco. And that makes it a 1-1 count. Runners at the corners for the Phillies. 1 out in the top of the 9th. They lead 6-1. Marsh is up at the plate. It's a 1-1 count. Blanco with the pitch. And a little Ground ball over to first base. The throw over to second. There's one. The throw over to first is just in time for a 3-6-3 double play. And that'll do it. No runs, 2 men left, and we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Phillies are up 6-1. Astros have their last chance. Huh. It was actually a 3-6-1 double play, if I'm being technical. All right, so who do you think is going to come in to pitch the 9th for the Phils? That's my next question. Yeah, Giants and Padres. It's 8-7. Giants lead in the top of the 6th, and yes, that is the Mexico series. It is. As always, guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy my content. We just did 300 last night and have been really working hard. So the goal is to get to 315 by the end of tonight. And I know that we have a lot of people on here. So make sure that you like and make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this. Got 42 people. I bet you not all 42 of you are subscribed to my channel. I have this feeling, man. I have this feeling. All right, Phils. Let's see what we can do here, man. We have one more inning. Let's get the job done. Cannot wait for dinner after this game. Oh, thanks, Gabe. Thanks, my guy. I appreciate that. All right. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. I every time I see a sponsor come up, I always think to myself, like, that's my cue to, like, read the sponsorship cards, but I don't have any. Okay, bottom of the 9th we go. Phillies will have Junior Marte out there to close out the 9th inning. Junior Marte. He's pitched in 4 games he's pitched in 3 games this season. He's allowed 2 home runs. He has 4 strikeouts and 4 walks. The ERA is not too hot. That's because he hasn't appeared in too many games, but in the outings that he has played in, he has really struggled. And the first person that he has to face in the bottom of the 9th is Jose Abreu. Last chance for the Astros. Phillies need 3 more outs to take Game 2 of this 3-game series. And we will be back on tomorrow night for the finale of this series. The Phillies and the Astros play at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. First pitch to Jose Abreu from Junior Marte. That is taken on the outside corner, a 96-mile-per-hour fastball for a called strike. Phillies will then play against the Dodgers on Monday night, but we will not be doing that game because we have to do the Sixers. The 0-1 pitch to Abreu. It's on the inside corner for a called strike, a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. I mean, Marte has the fastball and he has the velocity. He just has to locate his pitches, and hopefully he's on tonight. No balls, 2 strikes to Abreu, and the pitch. And there's a little dribbler over to second base. Stop fields it cleanly, throws over to first, and gets the out. And there's 1 gone in the bottom of the 9th. Jose Abreu is 1 for 4 today. So Corey Julks will step up into the batter's box. There's Bryce Harper in the Phillies dugout, hoping to return very soon. It sounds very promising that he will. Julks is 1 for 3 today. Marte winds up, and the first pitch. That's at the knees for a called strike. Another 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Julks did single back in the second. He also stole a base as well. But was not able to get home. The 0-1. It's laid off by Julks as it was outside and low again. One ball, 1 strike to Julks. The windup and the pitch. A swing and a miss on another 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Marte is throwing the high heat tonight. Another good sign for the Phillies. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. 1 out in the bottom of the ninth. The 1-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. 98 miles per hour on the gun. And the fastball was also inside. And there's 2 gone in the bottom of the ninth. Jolks could not catch up to the fastball. He was very late. And now Jake Meyers, all eyes on him. As the Astros are down to their final out. First pitch is down low and outside for a ball. Meyers is 0 for 3 today. He has struck out all 3 times. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. There's a ground ball over to shortstop. Turner fields it cleanly and bobbles it, and he's just going to eat that one up. And Meyers will get in there safely. I think he was hustling down the line, but Turner just wasn't able to field that cleanly. It was just a routine ground ball, and Turner came charging right in. To be honest with you, he was hustling down the line, Jake Meyers, so I guess that they're going to call that an infield single. And now Martin Maldonado comes up. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth and a runner over at first. And the Phillies are up 6-1. The first pitch is fouled off towards the third base dugout. 97 miles per hour again. Maldonado has been hit by a pitch twice tonight, and he's 0 for 1 on the day. Marte gets set. Lines up in the 0-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They don't even appeal, and they say no swing. And defensive indifference is called as Meyers goes into second base. So a base hit could make it a 6-2 ball game. Marte kicks, deals, in the 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball over to third base. Bohm fields it on the hop, throws over to first in time for out number 3. And the Phillies have taken the first 2 games of this series, and they win game 2 by a score of 6-1. The pitching was great once again. Zack Wheeler was fantastic on the bump, and the bullpen was absolutely terrific. Besides the solo home run given up by Andrew Vasquez to Jeremy Pena, the bullpen did their job once again. Nick Castellanos had himself a great day at the plate. And Brandon Marsh and even Alec Boehm had a couple of big hits, and Jay Cave too. But the Phillies, they get the job done. They win by a score of 6-1. Rob Thompson has to be happy with the Phillies. And man, that was a big, big win, as they also win the series as well. They hope to go for the sweep tomorrow night against the Houston Astros, as Bailey Falter will be on the bump for the Phillies. I'm Jason Joseph, and I want to thank you all so much for tuning into my cast tonight. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the bell icon too, so that way you know when I go live for another Phillies game or whenever I go live for a Sixers game as well. Cody Clemens had a big 2-run home run tonight as well, and I think that I'm done babbling, and I will catch you all tomorrow night for another Phillies game. Peace out.